Hey everyone, it's Kenny here. I just got done with NATS yesterday and I figured I'd make a video while I have some time. I got 39th place, so pretty good. I went 8 and 2. A little bummed that I missed top 32, but I did lose round 4 and 5 back to back. So that's probably what did it for me. Um, but I played Mihawk, and then I'll go over the deck list, and I do have some of my prizing here. I sold some of it just to pay for my trip, because it's just nice when you can kind of play the game for free. So, but I'll open it when I get done kind of reviewing the deck list. And then I'll put my matchups up somewhere, and I'll go over some of them after I do the deck list. So, so we'll go over it real quick. I'll set this to the side. So it's pretty, I mean, this deck list is pretty much solved, right? I know there's a bunch of different builds. Mine's kind of a combination of the two. I decided to not go with 6 cost law. I think the card's good. I just I watched a video, someone saying that if you want to run the 6-drop law, you have to run the 5-drop Perona, and I don't like the 5-drop Perona. I think you don't just, like, there's very few opportunities where you can stun 2 things. And I don't know, I just don't like the card, I guess. But obviously best searcher in their deck is Perona. If you could run 8 of slash searcher, you would, right? You wouldn't run the supernova searchers because the Perona just finds like everything. I run 2 of the 1-drop Bonnie. I just run it mainly to find like 2Ks and the La Beppos. Plus, if your opponent doesn't have a searcher that they can swing into it, it's just really nice when they take a turn off of swinging into your life. So that's why I run it, is mainly for that reason. Because if they have a searcher, then I don't know if it's worth playing down, but it just doesn't get the value out of it. But like, if you're playing against like a yellow Luffy or Boa, you're not swinging into their life anyway, so it just gives you an opportunity to swing into a searcher if they have that. 2K killer, kind of the same reason. It's just a good searcher, and the effect does come up sometimes. Against Emu, it came up. It allows you to kind of swing better numbers if you need it. And again, you just kind of search like 2Ks and a lot of Beppos with it. I run 3 Apu. It is searchable 2K. But if you're playing Ace and they play the Ace Luffy Sabo, you can play that and just kill it, which is just a nice kind of option to have in the deck. It didn't come up. I don't think I ever played that card down in any of my matchups. But it's just mainly it's just used for 2K. I do have the Zoro blocker. I don't think I played that down once. I just never needed to. I just always used it as a 2K. But double searchable, it's kind of like a key card in the deck. I do run 2 of the stun Bonnie. So this card did come up a lot. I shouldn't say a lot. It came up twice. So my opponents are really smart in the mirror. So I did win every Mihawk mirror. I won dice roll. So what they would do, I don't think I played 7 Shanks on curve in any of my mirrors, which is crazy. Same thing with Tashigi. I never played Tashigi in the mirror that I can remember, at least not on curve. But I did have stun body one turn, and I just played it like it was pretty much just a raw 5/6 because I didn't have Tashigi, but my opponent didn't leave any Dawn rested, so it's kind of unfortunate. But it did come up in another mirror. It was late. It was probably, I don't even know, turn 8-9 maybe. We each had like I think I had 2 Law Beppos and he had 3 down. And I just had to stall one more turn. So I play this down and I used it to stun his Law Beppo. And then I play Blocker Bonnie. So he has to go for game that turn because I kill him the turn after. So it just bought me an extra turn, which was really nice. I don't think you need more than 2. It just, the effect doesn't come up that often. You just need it for the mirror when you're going second, so you can stun their shanks on their Semadon turn. But if they're smart, or if they have the ability to play around it, sometimes they'll just play a body and restand all their Dawn, so you can't stun anything. I played 2 Secret Blocker Bonnie. This card came up a lot, actually. I think I played it in probably 4 games. I played it in both Yellow Luffy matchups, and it just helps filter, right? And they can't, most of the time they can't do anything with it other than Nami. So, and it got the value, right? Because I just use it to cycle bricks most of the time. And I would much rather them play Nami over Robin, Kuma, Kid, Bonnie. Like any turn they play Nami, like I'm winning. And then obviously 5 cost Tashigi, pretty self-explanatory. The first list I was running 3 of these, and then I just didn't see it enough, and I hadn't played the deck enough to realize how important this card is. But I think you can run 4 of. Sometimes it does get a little bricky. Sometimes you end up with like 2 or 3 in hand, and you're like, why do I have 4 of these in my deck? But most of the time, you can play down 2 or 3 and be okay a lot of the time. I run 1 8-drop Kid. I actually got really lucky and found it in both of my Yellow Luffy matchups, and it saved me in one of them. The other one I didn't even play it because I didn't need to, but it bought me a turn in the yellow matchup because he had to swing. He didn't have any characters on board, and he had to swing 15 into it, and I just let it go, and I played the Blocker Bonnie the turn after. So he had to do unblockable, and I countered out of the unblockable the turn after, and I just won from there because I just chain Law Beppos, and he could never get through the Bonnie or my the Law Beppo, so, or the +2. So I just won from there. But it also saved me in the Emu game. He misplayed, but I also misplayed a little. I'll go over that a little bit later. But so I run one of those, and then this won me 2 games. And you just run 1 of in this deck. You just need it for the mirror when you go second, because you can pop if they're not paying attention and they rest their Mihawk when they play it, or if they rest their Shanks. You're okay just playing this and popping it. It just puts you so far ahead. But in my ace game, he played 9-drop Newgate, and I rested it with Law Beppo. And I didn't have a good play the turn after, but I had this in hand, so I knew I could pop it the turn after. And he had a Vista on board. He also low rolled really bad. He didn't have a searcher, so he couldn't chump swing at my Bonnie searcher. So it bought me like 2 turns. And then I just popped his Ninebeard with this afterwards, after I rested it with La Beppo. So the only value he got was being +8 or +2 for the turn. I run 2 Mihawk. The card's just good. It helps you filter out bricks, and it freezes a 9 or lower. I played it in the mirror. I mean, it did what it needed to do, right? It just gets rested down the whole time in the mirror, but I did play it, and it just helps, like I said, filter out bricks for 2Ks, which is also super important against Eam, against Dofi. It's just nice. La Beppo card just busted in this deck. You need to see it in the mirror. That's the reason I lost. The one mirror I lost, it was because I didn't have another Lob Beppo. If I have another Lob Beppo, I win that game, but I just couldn't find it. And I was kind of forced to go for a game, and he just had his whole hand was counter, so I just lost, but it happens. I run 4 of the billionfold world. I don't even know how to say that that last word. I just call it the try event. This card is really good into everything. Dofi, mirror, just anything. Because Eam, their whole, I'm not gonna say their whole goal, but their whole goal is to kind of gauge whether they want to swing at life or the shanks, right? Because they want to whittle you down in hand size or put you at low life total and either swing into you or swing like nuke shanks with the Nostro. But if you have this in hand, it makes it a lot harder. I actually misplayed against the Eam a little bit. I had 2 of these in hand, and I was kind of being a little greedy, and I only left 1 Dawn up. But he like stacked everything on Nostro and swung into it, and I was off by 1k, because I had this in a 1k in hand, and he swung 13, I think, if I remember, because it would have been 13 at 7. Or maybe it was 12 at 7. Yeah, 12 at 7, and I had this in a 1k, so I was just a little off. And I should have, because I had 2 shanks on board. So if he doesn't kill that shanks there, I'm pretty sure that matchup's just a lot easier for me. I only run 2 DMG. I didn't play it once yesterday, probably because I only run 2. But I just never, there was never a turn where I played it once against a Dofi. But it was a weird turn that I just rested a Dawn in like a Virgo. But I didn't really play that much yesterday. Good card. It didn't come up that much. This card was amazing in all of my games. Just being a +3, and then the other effect, being able to stun 2 cards, came up a lot. I think I'd stunned 2 cards 2 or 3 games, and I'll use this for a 2K sometimes if I don't have one. It's just a really versatile card. So Spiderweb, disgusting card. So important in the mirror. You have to run it in your list, even if you never use it. They have to be scared of you restanding after they Lob Beppo. It's just so key in that matchup, because if you pull that off, if they make that mistake or they're desperate, you just win after you do that most of the time. Also, really important, I had a Dofi define departure my Mihawk, and I spiderweb tried out of it, and it won me the game. So you just need it. It just helps so much in every matchup. 1 Paradise Waterfall for pretty much the same reason as Spiderweb. It's just a really versatile card. And then 4 Boat. No really surprise there. I'll go over my matchups real quick. So round 1, I played into Dofi, which, I mean, it just kind of sucks as Mihawk, right? But I just starved him out. He didn't curve out at all, and I just ended up grinding him out of the game with like Lob Beppos and Mihawk. And then second game was a mirror. I 1 dice roll, went first, and I didn't play anything on curve. But he didn't either. So it was a really weird game. I just had more Beppos, and that's pretty much what won me the game. Is I just ended up having more Lob Beppos. So just got lucky in that one. Round 3, I think I played another Mihawk mirror. And that one's pretty much the same scenario. Didn't play anything on curve. Just ended up having more top end, and it won me the game. 4th game was Dofi, I think. Fourth game was Dofi. I lost that game. He had the nuts. I starved him. Like, against Dofi, you always want to starve them. You just pray they don't have the 10 drop and the 8 drop. That's just your best bet of winning. But I played Shanks, and he just nuked it with the 10. And then I played another Shanks because I didn't have the Mihawk. The Mihawk's the best card in that matchup, I think. But I played another Shanks and he nuked it again with another 10 drop. So he just high rolled me, and there was just no chance I had winning that game. But really good player. All my opponents were pretty chill, which was nice. No like super like shark people. One guy even looked at my deck and he said, "Hey, do you have an extra sleeve? Just to like change it out." And I did, luckily. And literally we got deck checked like at the end of that game. So I don't wanna dox him, but shout out to that guy if he ever watches this video. That was dope. Fifth round, played against another mirror, one dice roll, and I just didn't have a third law Beppo. He chained 3, and then I just didn't have a third one. So it happens. There's nothing. I don't think I could have played that any better. It just be like that sometimes. Sixth round, I played another Dofi. I don't know how many Dofis there were, but I was just really surprised. Like, I played 3. So I'm kind of curious to see when the stats come out how many Dofis there were. Because I was really surprised. But I won that game. I just grinded out kind of his board. I put him down to like 2 cards in hand, and I just swung 8, and he didn't have any 2K, so he had to let like everything go. The one play I did do is, I think it was on my 9 Dawn turn, is he had 2 Virgos on board, and I think he had 2 Searchers. Unfortunately, I had to leave the Searchers alone that turn, but what I did was I DMG'd his Virgos, or I DMG'd a Virgo and a Dawn, so he couldn't slow beam. And I had a Shanks on board, so I knew I could rest the other Virgo. So I swung 9 into the first Virgo, resting the other Virgo. He counters. I swing 7/7 into it. He counters again, and then I just stun them with this. So I got 4 cards out of hand that turn, and he couldn't swing back at me because those are the only 2 characters he had on board. Luckily, he didn't have a good response, because if he plays a Tendo free there, I'd probably get cooked. But luckily, he just didn't have it. So I just got lucky there. But that win rate is like 30%. So the fact that I beat 2 of them and lost to 1 is, I think, pretty good. Next matchup was, I believe, the Emu. That was the one I made the mistakes with the Trichalism and the Shanks. I only played 1 Eam the whole day, but that was a good game. We both misplayed at the end a little bit. I had the turn that really mattered was the Shanks turn, and then I had really nothing in hand, but I had to drop the 8-drop Kid, and I had a Shanks, a Mihawk, and a Law Beppo on board. And what I should have done is he didn't rest anything. So what I should have done is I should have swung Shanks first, rested his Jupiter, and obviously he can still block with War Curry, right? That's just unfortunate, but he probably blocks there. But I accidentally swung, or not accidentally, I just made the mistake of swinging with Mihawk first and resting his, or freezing his War Curry, which was just straight up a mistake, and he just takes, right? Like every time he had 3 life, like he could afford to take. And then I swing Shanks at lead, and then I swing resting the Nostro, and then I swing 11 at the Nostro, and he just blocks, and I swing again with leader, and he counters. But I knew I was playing 8-drop Kid that turn, and what I should have done is I should have rested down the Nostro with the Mihawk, so he can't minus the Kid, which makes his math just so much worse. So that was a mistake, but he made a mistake too. He had math. And he swings 8, I counter. He swings 8 again, I counter again with Spiderweb. And then I have 1 card in hand. And he attaches 1 Dawn to Jupiter and swings. And he says 8 at 6. And he only had 1 Dawn attached, and I still had Shanks on board, so it was a 7. And I used Mihawk ability to pitch the card I have left for a 2K, and he lost because of that. Because I had 1 life, and he only had 2 swings left. So he kills the kid, swings at life, I take, and then he had a chance. He looked for he was trying to find a Nostro to end the game because I only had 1 card. So he just swings 7 again with 4 Dawn, but he couldn't find it. So I got lucky on that one. I misplayed and then he misplayed, so it kind of worked out. But that was a really good game, minus the misplays. But the round after that, I played Yellow Luffy. It wasn't easy, but I topped that kid, and I was sitting at 0 life, and he had no bodies on board, so I just played the kid, and I was able to grind out that game. And then the round after was ace, 1 dice roll, and that game was pretty close too. I just had double Tashigi, and they can't do anything with the Tashigi, so I just kept hitting him every turn. I had, I think, 3 or 4 searchers that game too, so I was just resting them and swinging 8 every time. And then I was able to pop his 9 beard with the Shanks later on, and he did drop a Vista, but the Vista didn't really matter that much in the end. But that was a good game. And then round 10, I played another Yellow Luffy. Kind of the same deal. I curved out. That was probably one of the only games that I curved out completely. Like back to back to back. Like had Tashigi, had Shanks. On 10 down turn, used Perona. Luckily, I found Mihawk, played Mihawk, froze his Bonnie, and then I was just able to grind it out with I chained back-to-back law Beppos and was just able to grind it out that way. I shouldn't say I always knew, but both Yellow Luffys hit the Usopp trigger when they needed to do unblockable swing at life, like both times. Or just like both times they were able to get up to 17, and luckily I just had counter events. I had just enough counter to get past 17, so was a little lucky there, but I was I kind of did the math beforehand and knew that I was safe pretty much no matter what. They would have had to hit 2, which would have just been gnarly, but and that's pretty much all of my matchups. I'm pretty happy with getting 39th. Obviously, I'm a little bummed I didn't get to day 2, but I can't really be mad with my results. I had a really good time. All my opponents were awesome, and I just had a lot of fun. Came with a couple buddies. But yeah, that's kind of the list and some of my matchups. If y'all want, I can kind of go over my matchups a little more, but I also don't want this video to be like hella long. Like it's already 25 minutes, so I just wanted to kind of give it like a quick overview of the deck list and my matchups and why I played certain cards. But yeah, let's get into kind of the opening. I'm kind of excited. I'm praying to not get the Elvita. We'll save this for later, actually. These sleeves are, I'm not an Uta fan, but these sleeves are kind of dope, low-key. I'll probably use them as Dawn sleeves eventually because you only get 10, so, but they're cool. So I'll put those there. I'm gonna open one of these. I don't really know what's in these, so I'm kind of excited, but we'll see what happens. We'll see what I get. Is this green? What is this? Oh, you get 2? Oh, I didn't know you got 2. That's dope. Did I get the Rebecca? Oh, no, it's the Edison. Bummer. Oh, no, what is this? Oh, it is the Edison. Okay. Bummer. That's fine. Alright, so I got the Edison and... Oh my god, those are the worst ones. Why did I have to do that one? My buddy's wants to buy one of these, so I'll set this over here, but we'll open these. Carrot. Derpy chopper, baby. Let's go. I wanted the derpy chopper. That's just dope. So I'm excited. I did pull one Zoro Juro out of my participation packs. I would like to get another one. Obviously I want the Nami, just to have in the collection, but if I don't get it, then it is what it is. I just wanted the Zoro Juro, so Lim, and let's go. Got the Nami. These cards are they're just sick. They're just so sick. Another carrot and another Nami. Let's go. So clutch. Another Lim. Yeah. Koalan, Lim, solid. I think I've already pulled, I think, every single one of these. So there's nothing that I'm, like, looking for now that I pulled the Namis. I got another Zoro Juro, which is sick. Oh, my bad. There it is. Super happy about that. I'm going to save that one for my friend. And then the big one. Just no Alvida. As long as it's not Alvida, it's probably going to be Alvida because I've mentioned it like 3 times. But, oh my gosh, I hate these. I'm going to have to open it like super careful. Oh my goodness. Sorry, guys. Trying not to mess this one up. Probably going to mess it up. Guys get to watch me struggle bus opening a pack. Hate that. This is being... I don't have scissors, so this is unfortunate, actually. See if I can get it open this way. Damn, I might have to edit this out. This is really bad. Oh my gosh, Bandai, why are these packs so difficult to open? This is insane. There we go. Along the seam. Jeez, bro. That was... It is the Alvida. No, it's not. What is this? Oh, it's the koala, I think. It is the koala. Alright, not the worst thing in the world. Not the one I wanted, but the stronger probably would have been dope. Or the Sora. Or the Bonnie, I guess. But still cool. Still glad that I got it. But yeah, we're coming up on half an hour, so I just want to say thank you for everyone who watches my videos, and I'll try to make more videos in the future. It's just been tough with like school and work, so I'll try to do more gameplay stuff. When EVO 3 comes out, I'll be playing a lot of Blue Yellow Nami, so there will be a lot of Blue Yellow Nami gameplay. And apparently it's doing really well in Japan. There's like a Thriller Bark version. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. But yeah, thanks for stopping by. And I hope you all have a nice day. Thanks.